All right, everybody, how you doing? Welcome to episode 8 of The Cut. As always, I'm your host, Tom Roth. I got my co-host, Anthony Aquendo.
What's up?
And sitting in between us is this muscular motherfucker, Ryan Sposito. Ryan, say hi to everyone for us.
Yo. Hi.
So how you been, man? How's everything going?
Oh, pretty good. Just roasted some coffee today and got some bills paid, took care of some stuff. Got everything lined up for the week.
Yeah, fuck them bills.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, when you own a business like
Yeah, I know.
you do a lot
watched
of.
me put an order in right there. That's a bill.
Yep. You were doing it,
Yeah.
2 minutes ago. So
Yep. But cool.
Yeah.
So
chilling.
yeah.
I was just kind of waiting around, come over here and do this and ate some dinner.
Yeah. So tell everybody. I guess if you guys don't know, Ryan, he's the owner / operator. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I play every role. So.
Yeah, he's of Cloven Hoof on Bridge Street. You still at the coffee shop?
Yeah, I'm at the coffee shop, very limited, probably like 5 to 10 hours a week.
Yeah.
Harbor Perk Coffee Shop, roastery that my family's owned for over 10 years. The brewery, which is also on Bridge Street, 1308 Bridge Street. We always have like 12 different beers on draft. We brew real small amounts at a time, like 31 gallons or so. I brought a beer for us to try that I just tapped tonight. But we make everything from fruited sours with crazy adjuncts to the stouts, Belgian beers, lagers. Since it's so small, we can experiment a lot in what we produce. So.
Well, I'm glad you just mentioned that beer because
we could use one, right?
Yeah, let's. We got some cups. Tell us about it.
Introduce it.
So this beer is fun. It's called Running with the Lawnmower, which I used to do, and my dad used to yell at me when I cut the grass.
That's funny because I yell at my son for running. You're going too fast.
Yeah, you're missing all the blades.
Yeah.
So Running with the Lawnmower, it's a West Coast style IPA. It's got Chinook, Strata, and Galaxy hops. So that's like Chinook's gets a nice lemon floral flavor. Strata's got more berry. Galaxy's got like kind of this diesel-y dank thing. So we use that with a special yeast strain. But the yeast strain is new. It has a enzyme in it. Oh, what's the enzyme? I can't remember the enzyme, but what it does is unleashes these thiols that are manufactured from yeast and hops in the mash when they're what do you call it, mashed.
Mm-hmm.
But then it transfers to this like passion fruit guava tropical nose and flavor, which works really well without hops. So it's kind of a yeast dominant beer.
Yeah.
Pour up, baby.
I wish we had glasses, but
Well, I had glasses, but they weren't cold, so I like it's not gonna make too much of a difference.
oh, the beer's got to be cold, not the glass. Number one rule.
We're gonna play beer pong. Oh, we're not playing beer pong.
We're not playing beer pong tonight.
Did you actually know a cold glass traps bacteria and it actually kills the head retention of the foam?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So I asked for a warm glass.
No, you just need a glass. You know, that's why we spray.
No, not a warm glass, just a regular glass.
Yeah, just glass.
Okay.
But like a lot of times, like when I spray out the glass at the brewery, we do that because we want to knock some loose sediment or whatever's on the glass from it sitting there.
Oh yeah, I see. It's spraying.
You go to a restaurant and you watch them pour a beer into a glass and they don't clean it and they just hand it to you and all of a sudden the head just goes.
Yeah.
And you see all these bubbles on the side. That's bubbles actually catching on to food or stuff. Like it's catching on stuff and not because the glass.
Yeah, dude. Now you made me just like rethink every beer I
swear
ever
to God,
get.
there's a lot to it. You know what I mean?
Holy shit! Well,
cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Oh yeah.
You smell the passion fruit and like guava.
Yep.
Oh my God.
It's good.
Oh my God.
But then again, I'm an IPA drinker, so yeah.
Yeah, it's got 65 IBUs. IBUs are bitterness units. So it's pretty hoppy, pretty dry. It's a West Coast style beer, so yeah, it's a Chico yeast, 5.5%. It's on draft now. If you want to come and try it.
Oh, I'll be there. I'll be there with my glass and my T-shirt.
It's actually going to get better as time goes because it hasn't really lagered yet or sat in the cold. So
okay,
in a week it'll probably.
So you just tapped it today.
Yeah, I put it on. I didn't announce it or anything.
How many beers you got on right now?
11. I do one hard seltzer, a peach ring seltzer right now.
It's a what?
A peach ring.
Peach ring. Okay. Okay.
One of my, it's called Wade's Petering. One of my customers was talking to my employee, and he was like, "Hey, Wade, get me another beer." He was like, "My name's not Wade, like it's Phil." And he was like, "Well, whatever, get it anyways." And I was like, "It's not whatever, like it's Phil, man." So
Hold on, Tom. Tell him your story
Which one?
about your boss.
All right. So
Oh,
at Classic, where I work, when I first started, got hired in. My boss, everyone knows my name, right? The dude that owns the store. There were two owners at this point. The main owner of Classic, but this other guy named Ralph. He owned my store and the store across the street.
okay.
He comes in one day, and I'm sitting at my desk. I know who this dude is, and I'm like, "Hey, Mr. Wilson, how are you?" "Hey, Eugene, how you doing?" Just calls me Eugene. And every fucking week, for 2 years, he would come in and be like, "Jeannie, how are you?" "Gene," knock on my desk. Now, my
You ever just
favorite.
freak out?
No,
you didn't say shit.
I didn't say shit.
Why'd
You
you
know
freak
what?
out?
Here's why, man. Here's why. Because if Tom Roth fucks up, Eugene didn't fuck up. You know what I'm saying? But if Eugene fucked up,
So you should have quit like that. You should have walked out and be like, "It's fucking Tom, you fucking cock. I'm out."
Hold on, it gets better.
Okay.
It gets better.
so I don't know if I can go into all of it, man.
Just briefly.
Which part should I cover?
Just the part where there was a fuck up. And it wasn't Tom, or it wasn't Eugene.
So, all right. So, I fucked up. And Ralph comes in and goes, "Who's Tom? Tom Roth." And he looks at me and I'm like, "I don't know what you're talking about, man. My name's Eugene." Like, I'm Eugene. Like, I don't know. But I'm going to tell you what.
Jeannie?
This dude at Christmas time is handing out Christmas bonuses. Now, I hadn't been there that long, so I didn't get a Christmas bonus that year. He walks right by my desk, doesn't even make eye contact with me. Just goes, "Merry Christmas, Jeannie." Knocks on my desk, and I'm like, "Dude, what the fuck, man? What the fuck?" I've been here 6 months at this point. We got 3 other salesmen. I have sold more in 6 months than 2 of them combined. And those 2 sons of bitches get a Christmas bonus and I don't. Man, I'm making money. You can't even give me a fucking gift card to McDonald's so I can get a fucking frappe. Like, whatever.
That would
'Tis the
almost be
season of
insulting.
giving. It was insulting, but you know what?
No, I mean not to get a McDonald's. Like I wouldn't want a McDonald's. I would just be more mad. I would just be like, just keep your fucking money.
Oh, I've been there though.
Yeah.
Been there. You know what I mean? Like, shove this up your ass. Not saying anything bad about my job. Great job.
You better watch it, buddy.
Yeah, I know. Hey, this is Eugene talking. This isn't Tom talking. Yeah, so anyway.
Yeah, fuck my job.
You're your own boss, motherfucker. You can say fuck
That's why
this,
I can
fuck
say
that.
whatever I want. No, I don't say fuck my job though, because
You love your job.
I'm hardly there, to be honest with you. My boy Tyler's running that. He's holding it down for me.
You got an employee that's fucking killing it. You got an employee that's killing it and that believes. What's nice is that you have an employee that believes in what business you've started. You believe in that employee, and in turn, you've empowered him to do what he needs to do, which makes him do a better job, in my opinion, right?
Oh yeah.
So that's you as a business owner. You as a business owner, I've been to your bar quite a few times, you know, and I see your bar. I see the way that it's ran. You know what I mean? Like I see like how it's like pretty much it's a well-oiled machine. I mean, truly it is. And I've always
like
been
that?
impressed. I've just been impressed at the way that your people behind the bar, at least when I've been there, they're very professional. They're very nice. They'll give recommendations all day. No matter how busy it was, they always took a minute to, you know, hey, how's it going, man? How are you? You know, like, and I feel that's a result of you empowering your employees and trusting them, you know, so just talk about that for a minute, man.
I mean, if you want to have a good business, you can't be there all the time. Like you can't be in the kitchen cooking. can't be paying the bills, you can't be running the bar. You have to rely on people to some degree, and it's good to create jobs for the community. That's why people will actually give you money. That's a bigger interest in a business loan is they'll give you money knowing, oh, you're going to provide this many jobs for the community. Um, Working at a brewery is cool. I have that advantage over other people, but I do think we run our business well. If you work well for me and you take care of me and you pick up shifts and you do extra stuff, you're gonna get a bonus. Like I'll give you money. I will give you a raise. If you take care of me, I take care of you. It's very
Absolutely.
simple. There's certain people who, they have a certain role and I accept them for what it is. And if they have flaws, you always just look at their ups and they're usually better than the downs. And
Absolutely.
I think a mature business owner and like going down the line is like learning not to like get mad about every single thing, learning when to confront, because you don't want to confront your bartender before a shift, get them all shook up, and then they're poorly
Then they
serving
do
people
shitty,
because
yeah.
they're upset
Yeah.
that they got yelled at. Like,
Yeah.
well, I don't yell at anybody, anyways. Like, I just don't believe in that. Like, every time I've ever gotten yelled at a job, I've always regretted somebody and thought of them negatively.
Yeah.
Never works out. I mean, there's situations where I've had confrontations with customers, or because that's the downside of owning a bar is you're serving alcohol, and even if it's a nice bar with nice clientele, there's still going to be a percentage of people that are going to call your girlfriend a bitch, or going to call your employee, anything. Like, I mean, and it's fine. Like, that's what I'm saying. You can't get mad about it.
Yeah.
You just go, oh, all right, well, I'm going to call the police. Please get off my property.
Yeah.
You just got to have defaults.
Have you had to call the police on anybody?
Yeah.
Really? Man, usually it's a pretty
won't
cool
say any-
environment there.
I won't say any names, but I had one guy who ran over my outdoor patio and it was temporary. When he left, he was pretty buzzed, and as he ran it over, he drove down the street like terribly, like it was just a bad scene. Like, and I don't like
So you
people
yeah.
leaving my bar like that. But he only had one beer at my bar, but I'm the last bar he left. I don't even think he made it down the street. I think he pulled over. But he tried to come back, and before he come to the door, I just was like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna choose not to serve you. Like, have a great day." And he brought up my brother, and he started talking about my dead brother and talking shit to me. And
So he must know you on a personal level.
he did, and it escalated, and he had a weapon, and he was threatening to kill me, and so I had to call.
Over not serving him?
Yeah,
Man, people are.
he just got out of. He just got a liver transplant,
Jesus Christ.
and he just got out of the hospital.
Drinking.
And go straight to the bar.
Wow.
And that's what I told him. I was like, you shouldn't even be out here drinking. You should go home. Like, give your body a rest, man. Like, you don't need to be all inflamed. Who else knows what he's doing? But yeah, that happened. I mean, it just happens, man. I'd rather call the police because they actually respect my bar and they come and take care of me for the most part.
Yeah.
So, and my girlfriend works alone at night. So I'm like, if you feel worried, call the police. Like, that's what they're for.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, so, and they usually respond pretty fast.
Dude, what got you into brewing?
Well, I was in college and my brother got sick and I came home to help with the coffee roasting, and I kind of just had an affinity for craft beer at the moment. I broke edge in college and started drinking beer, but I like craft beer. And I decided that I needed to kind of do something that kind of separated me from everything, and it was my own identity. And I started making beer at home with the intention to open a business
Oh, shit.
right off the get. So
See, it was always crazy. It was always crazy to me, kind of, that you opened a brewery, because I remember, end of high school, everything, like, you weren't, a lot of us were drinking, smoking weed, like smoking
I was
cigarettes,
straight edge.
like, and you weren't doing all of that. You know what I'm saying? And when I don't remember. I think it was either Tim Berg or Dave Clemens, one of the two. They told me, "Hey, Sposito's opening up a bar," and I was like, "Get the fuck out of here! That dude don't drink." And but then I was thinking about it. But then I was
now so many heads be turning.
But then I thought about it, and I was like, actually, that's a really smart business model. He's doing something that he won't indulge in. Because think about all these people no, this is before, like, I knew that you were, that like, you broke edge, I guess. Like, a lot of these dudes open bars and they just get, quote, high on their own supply, and they go out of business, and.
I'm not going to lie. I've been to a lot of breweries. I've worked with a lot of breweries, and it's it's an alcoholic environment. I try not to.
Just bars in general, I would say.
I mean, there's beer 24. I can bring this home with me every night, no consequence.
Yeah.
So no, I have boundaries, and like I always go and I don't drink my beer. Usually, I buy it from the store, and I every time at the store, there's somebody going, "Oh, why don't you drink your own beer?" You know, and I just go and I go. I'm just like, I don't want it. Like I want to buy beer. I want consequences for my alcohol consumption. Like I shouldn't just get it for free because I own a business, and that's abuse. Like, do all the employees get to do that? No, we don't do that. I don't. Plus, I've tasted it so many times. It's like when you're a chef.
Yeah.
It's like when you work at a restaurant.
And you
for
make
so
a
long.
meal, like,
Yeah.
you know what it tastes like. I mean, I always taste it to make sure it's right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But it's not a consumption thing. It's a quality thing at that point for you.
But there's so many, I mean, owning a bar and there's times when I've had struggles with it, you know what I mean? So, something you got to keep an eye on, you know, fitness helps you keep it in line. Can't really hit your fitness goals if you're always drunk, even though I've done it.
Dude, so we talked about this on our last episode too. How did COVID, like, did you guys get any issues from like the health department or anything?
No, we didn't have any issues. We were pretty compliant. We did everything pretty much to a T. I keep everybody happy. I don't want any problems. So, yeah, we did well. We did takeout only, and we were open for 3 hours a night on the weekday.
I remember that because I personally remember that's when you first started the cans, right around that time.
Well, I had them going, but that was what I was emphasizing because that's all I had for takeout. That and the growlers, but it wasn't bad. We got I got my loans deferred. I got some PPP. I got some grant money. So I think there's some industries in COVID where they just got straight fucked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was not, but in my industry and some other industries, there's a lot of things you can do in that scenario that can put you ahead. And there's other people whose their business was already crippling, and it just kind of was like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But thankfully, like it went well for us. We actually were up 15% throughout COVID that year. Still,
Oh,
from
no
the year
shit.
before. So,
Year over year, 15%.
yeah, so we still went up 15% that year. Aside
That's awesome.
the pandemic. So I feel like, you know, in fact,
Yeah, still growing.
yeah, we're still growing, but
I can't wait till that new part of your bar gets put in, man. I named that thing the Muñano.
oh yeah, I forgot the brew house.
If you don't call it the Muñano, man, I'm gonna be pissed. Muñano.
So yeah, we are trying to do an expansion, but I've been doing the brew festival, which has kind of been
I was gonna ask you about that. Yeah, so that's October, right?
October 1st. There's
What day is that?
it's a Saturday.
Okay.
It's noon to 6. It's like $60 a ticket. You get 12 tickets a glass. There's over 12 breweries there. They're gonna have 3 different beers apiece, so there'll probably be like 40 different beers to sample.
Nice.
We have High Horse, a local band, Lords of the Highway, and Dead East Garden performing live music. We have axe throwing. We're gonna have stein holding competitions.
Steinholding. What is that?
It's this like giant Oktoberfest mug.
You just hold it as long
You
as
fill
you
it up
can?
with water like they used to do it with beer, and you hold it out as long as you can. And then like they sometimes have a string, and you know if your arm hits the string, you're out, and whoever's the last one to.
We used to do that shit with our rifles in the Marine Corps. We'd hold them up like this, and then the drill instructor would come over, and if you're dipping, they just fucking hit your hand up, and you're like, lean back as hard as you can. Your fucking shoulders are sore as shit.
Well, your muscles are
man.
failing, so there's other muscles taking over, and then they're getting hurt, and you're straining.
Yeah. That shit was rough.
Sounds terrible.
They would do it with that, and then after we fucking just couldn't do no longer with that, they would make us pull out our canteen, which is like only like a pound and a half. Or
So I did a drop set,
Yeah.
canteen drop set.
Yep.
Sick.
So you were talking. You buy beer from the store. What if it's a Sunday Browns game and you're not at your brewery and you're going to get some beer for the day? What are you buying?
I don't know. I mean, I usually like drink IPAs or lagers or
Okay.
like
So you're not getting like Bud Light.
no.
No.
I mean, if I'm at a party and someone hands me one, I'll drink it. But
Yeah.
like, I would never buy Bud Light and bring it home. Like I would.
Okay.
That's just not for me, you know.
No, for sure.
Like I actually want to drink something I can get a buzz on, and like that stuff just makes me pee.
Yeah.
Like I swear to
It's
God,
water, man.
I was in Maryland for a death metal festival, and I drank light beer the whole time because we were drinking so much.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, it's just like every half an hour I was peeing, and I couldn't even get drunk, and I don't know, man.
So
Light beer's not for me. So I would say like a more potent beer.
okay. So you're into the more potent beers. you're brewing potent fucking beers, but you're also brewing, some sours and some seltzers.
Yeah.
You said you had the Peach Ring that's out. So recently, the past 5 years, White Claw, Truly, all that's become very popular,
Yeah.
right? So is you brewing the seltzer a reflection of the market, or is that something that you always kind of like, hey, we're doing a brewery, I'm going to do seltzers, I'm going to do this shit, or is it kind of you did it because that's what the market's kind of demanded?
Definitely what the market's demanded. I mean, brewing is an ever evolving thing, and everybody always wants what's the newest thing on the market. But our hard seltzers are very easy to make. There's more time in cleaning than there is actually making it. But it's good because it's gluten free. It's low carb, low sugar. Like, say we have wine on draft now too. So
Do you brew that?
no,
Okay.
No, well, you get those local, don't you?
yeah, I have some local. Some I have Marco Pinot Noir on draft, which is a nice red wine. They're from Cognac. Then I have a hard cider on draft that I buy too, just because it's really sweet. Somebody like it's just good to have a sweet option for somebody.
Yeah.
So seltzer, cider, wine, beer. You can't find something out of that. I don't serve any hard liquor just because I don't really have the storage for it, and I'm not interested in it.
No, yeah.
It's just-
Hard liquor leads to problems.
It
It's
does.
just what it is.
How many times have you been at a restaurant and you've seen a bartender go back and open their little cup and just put some bourbon in there and some Grey Goose? I mean, I don't want to be waking up and counting bottles. I got enough shit to count.
Yeah.
So I'm weighing bottles, and
Yeah, fuck that.
so
So yeah, like I said, I've been to your brewery a few times, and I've always enjoyed myself there. But one of the best memories I have actually, post being, 25, is it was right around Christmas time. I went with Dave Clemens. We met our buddy James Jeppy and his girlfriend at the bar, and we were drinking booze, and there was buffalo chicken dip and eating that, and you had I think Christmas music was playing, I believe.
it's probably metal Christmas, but yeah.
It might have been, but it was just a really fun time, and it really spoke to the environment that you've cultivated down there. You go right down the road, you go to Iroquois, that shit gets rowdy. It's known for a bartender that's just kind of fucking ignorant.
Oh, I don't think he's there anymore.
Oh, he might not be. I don't know.
He hasn't been there in a long
But-
time, I believe.
The stigma's still there. And you go to Brennan's. I always hear about shit popping off at Brennan's. You know what I'm saying? But I've always just heard rave things about your bar. Not bar, your brewery. So how have you been able to cultivate something where, like for me, like that memory I just told you, it's vivid to me, man. It's like something that I look back at and I smile, right? And how have you been able to cultivate that for so many people?
By being myself.
Unapologetically you.
I don't know. I mean, it's just kind of, we make good beer. We're organically have this atmosphere that we are creative and that we pour into, and we have really good bartenders, and it's fun, it's clean, it's nice. We play metal, we do things that are not normal. It's hip, it's just maintaining something that's good for everybody, and taking care of your employees, taking care of your customers, trying not to overserve. That's a huge one. It's we're very big on, not getting people too much alcohol or overserving them. We're very responsible with what we do. Allie, my girlfriend, who's the bartender, is very good at that.
So. She's always so friendly. When I go there, excuse me, holy shit. It's really cool because the atmosphere's, like I said, so welcoming, and that what you've been able to cultivate is that comfortability. Like you go in there, I see people who are my age, I see people who are younger than me, and I see a fucking old ass man, age 65, in there, just smiling, having a great time.
There are a lot of older clientele.
Metal just blaring, and he's just like, huh, yeah, this is awesome. And it's cool to see, is what I'm saying.
Well, a lot of times when I get personal time with customers and I let them get to know me, and they meet me and they know what I do, and I tell them my story, and they see a young man working hard, making a business and providing a good product and being passionate about it, it wins them over. So It's just, like I said, it's an organic, natural thing that we love what we do, and people love what we do, and it's just hopefully I can get a bigger brew system next year because we brew probably over 400 beers a year right now on that system, which is pretty abnormal.
Okay.
For, I mean, that's great, but that system is maxed out. I can't
expand
can't
that.
expand that system anymore or make any more beer than I can in a year. So that's why I'm buying kegs sometimes to put on. Like I have a beer on by a brick and barrel brewery from Cleveland right now, and it's American wheat, but it's just a nice beer to have because I have an open line. So.
Now, do you plan on doing like one of my favorite beers is Shipyard Pumpkin Ale, right? It comes out at Halloween time.
Mm-hmm.
It's not out for very long, but it's that exclusivity.
They come out a week earlier every year.
Okay.
Beers.
Yeah, they do.
It drives me nuts.
They do, because some are out now.
Pumpkins aren't even grown yet, and they're like, oh, there's a pumpkin beer.
Pumpkin is out right now, that Imperial, and I'm not going to lie, I bought a 4-pack, got kind of drunk on it. And then at Christmas time, like,
I hate
Christmas
spices.
Ales comes out.
I hate spices.
So you don't plan on doing anything?
I make them.
Okay, I see that's...
Oh, I'll make it. Just because I don't like it don't mean I won't make it, but...
do you have like quote Halloween themed beer, quote Christmas beer coming out this year?
Yeah, it's Haunting Season is our spiced amber with pecans and vanilla beans.
Okay.
So it's amber beer and it's got cinnamon, nutmeg, and allspice. I don't like clove. I hate clove. Some people put ginger in theirs, but it's good. People like it a lot. And then we make a Finnish beer called Juhlapuki, which is like a Finnish Santa Claus who like eats children.
I had that last year. All right, so after a technical difficulty, we are back. So I was actually talking to Ryan about
Big Mouth or something like that.
Big Mouth, this TV show Nick Kroll does, and there was an episode where it talked about the Finnish Santa that goes through and eats the fucking children.
Juhlapuki.
Juhlapuki. And that.
There's a movie called Rare Imports. It's a 70s film or 80s film. Maybe not. Maybe it's later, but it's about Juhlapuki.
Is it available on streaming services?
I'm sure it is.
Rare Exports. Because I think Rare Imports is a fucking Action Bronson song. I don't know if you know who Action Bronson is.
Yeah, I know he is, but I don't.
He's hilarious.
I was gonna say, isn't that like a car show?
Action
Rare
Bronson.
Imports. No, that's on a game. That's on fucking CSR Racing or some shit like that. My son plays it. Rare Imports.
So now we're gonna kind of switch gears
I
here.
already know what he's talking about based off your change.
So you're much more than a brewer.
Soft transition.
So you're brewing. You help roast coffee. You brew beer. You're fantastic at all of it.
Thanks.
I really enjoy your products.
I wish I could be as nice myself as you are to me.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're a nice guy. I like being nice to nice people. But you also are a big part of the metal scene. A big part of, well, I wouldn't just say metal. I wouldn't put you in a box. I'd say music in general. I mean, you're a very musically inclined person. I've known that about you. I mean, we met each other when we were in 6th grade.
At least that I remember.
Definitely metal dominant,
And yeah, but ever since I've known you, you've evolved a whole lot. And then you became very musically inclined. And I just remember, seeing you kind of throw yourself into these genres of music and really become passionate about them, and then play and just become a very fantastic musician. I mean, I'm interested in the shit you play, and I don't even really listen to metal. You know what I mean? But you're able to tell a story. You're able to draw people in because it's part of your personality. You're a magnetic person. And
I never understood that though. Like when I was doing it when I was in high school, I was just doing it because it satisfied something in me. Because I had something to prove, and I just had this angst that I wanted to express it. And
yeah. There's shit going on in your life. There's shit going on maybe at home. There's shit going on emotionally, relationship-wise maybe. And music is that outlet for many people when they're that age. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool that you were able to not latch on, but find that and integrate that into your being.
Yeah,
right?
It's I have the toxic artist syndrome to where I feel like I have to suffer in order to express something. So I'm writing a full length right now. It's called Carriage Full of Severed Heads. Because every song is basically about someone that I don't like. And the concept was to write the album, release it, and then when they die, put the record in their casket.
Damn.
Damn.
Is there that many people you don't like?
No, there's songs that have to do with just there's multiple songs about the same people. But anyways, as I write this music, it's very cathartic and dark, and it does weigh a toll on you because I'm excited to get it over with so I can take a break from it, because if you're mad all the time writing the record, it's gonna cross over to your life.
Absolutely.
And that's what I mean. It's like there's a step that like I have to go through to produce this music that nobody understands, that I don't know, you find necessary. You probably could do without, but the one time I didn't do it, I like the record label didn't like it. So like I was like, oh, I didn't
Well, you know what they say.
put my heart and soul into it, so that's why they didn't like it. Like
You know what they say. Artists have to suffer for the art. That's why it's called painting. That was Danny DeVito as Frank Reynolds in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Yeah, not an applicable.
God damn it.
But still. So you come back home. You have your band, or multiple projects that you're involved in, and your name starts getting more out there, right? Like people start recognizing you. So how did that all come about?
Recognition?
Yeah.
It just comes with being in any scene, just like anything. Like you go to shows, you meet people, you get to see them over and over time. You know what I mean? They like your music, they respect you. I was playing shows. Like I went on tour once with my girlfriend with Cryptorot, and we went to all these different states. And every state we went, and there was at least 5 or 6 people that came to show that I knew from past. And she was like, "You know more people on the road like than you do in town." And I was like, well, "Kind of, but like they're just like acquaintances though. Like I don't really know these people, but like we're friends, and I've slept at their houses. Like a lot of times you don't have a place to stay on tour, so you
just crash.
go, "Hey, I need a place to stay." And I've stayed at like a Nazi's house in Detroit before, like we had pile of hairy pussy porn. And I swear to God, and like I remember walking to his bedroom, and like I saw like
shit. Was it on VHS or what?
No, they weren't old. They were just no. It was like that fetish, but just
hairy
current.
pussy.
Yeah, but I walked to the bathroom and I looked in the bedroom and I saw like a Nazi flag, and I was like, no, like. And these guys went to the strip club with him, and I stayed there with his wife, who had like 8 colors in her hair, and we watched that Alone in the Dark movie. But I had a hemorrhoid that was really bad, and I was in a lot of pain. It's true. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
You didn't have good diet on the road, stressed, you're lifting heavy shit.
I was gonna say, is it from lifting or is it from?
It's just the whole fucking thing.
Because the music that you do is a lot of yelling too, right?
Yeah.
So I know yelling can give you hemorrhoids.
Yeah.
It can. And when I was in boot camp, they made you fucking yell.
Yeah, especially when you don't do it properly. Because I definitely like.
When you don't use your diaphragm.
I did not. I used all throat, and I used to like cough up blood a lot because I smoked cigarettes back then.
Please.
So I'd lose my voice for like 6 months before.
Yeah.
So I probably have like nodules and like tears on my vocal cords, but they probably just like
scarred over, man.
Yeah. So like now, I knew how to do my diaphragm, but like this style singing in my newer band is like it just kind of comes from there. But it's kind of microphone techniques. Like if you go on a stage and you know you're gonna blow your voice out because of the style you sing, you just have them. You sing at like a 60%, so they dial the mic in at that 60%, and then if you go hard, like you know what I mean. It'll force you not to go hard because you'll blow out the microphone.
Yeah.
Like you just kind of like if it gets loud, you back up.
Back up.
So, but then usually halfway through the show you lose stamina anyways, and that's all you got. Like the first 3 songs are never just the same as the last 3 songs, unless you're a touring musician that practices all the time. I'm not. I'm a business owner that works 2 jobs, and we don't really practice a lot. We're playing, excuse me, the 30th of September, Cleansing Humanity, and then my other band.
Where's that at?
It's in Cleveland. I can't remember the venue. Then I'm playing Monday, which is a week from now, at No Class, in one of my older bands called Vice with Terror, which is like an old, like really popular hardcore band.
I've heard of Terror.
Yeah, they're sick.
Yeah, I've heard of Terror.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I've never played with them, so I'm forcing a guy to learn how to play drums.
So you tour still?
No, that's like the one thing I don't ever want to do again.
It just sucked.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
You're on the road for 8 hours a day. You're sleeping in shitty places. You eat like
Don't get
shit.
a shower, really.
I don't know. I mean, some people like do the whole hotel thing, but that's expensive.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't. I like to record. I like to perform locally. I'm in a band called Scorched right now that's from Delaware, and I play guitar in it. But all we do is play festivals. Like we're playing Total Death over Mexico next year. It's a Mexican death metal fest.
Cool.
Well, I like doing that, but it's also really stressful because there's always like 500 people watching you, and you're on a giant stage with strobe lights, and I get anxiety. I almost quit the band before every show.
See, I don't know. I don't really care to be in front of the cameras. Like I already told Tom when we did this shit. I was like, dude,
I got enough
I'd rather
attention.
yeah, but see, I don't even mind it though. Like being in front of the camera doesn't bother me. Like being on stage doesn't bother me. Like I don't know what it is.
I get bad stage anxiety.
Do you?
Oh, so bad. Plus, I have to wear wristbands because if I don't, I sweat so bad and it just bleeds on my guitar and then like I can't
Oh
play.
yeah, and then you fucking
Like you're trying to do like
grip,
tapping
yeah.
parts and like there's a like dot of sweat on your fingertip and it just deadens the string and I'm just like, oh, you know.
Yeah.
But
Oh no, I never thought about that. That's pretty that's very detailed. Like something you would never think about if you didn't play.
it's always there's so many electronics on the stage. It's always so hot. Like all this heat generates from that.
Yeah.
So no matter how air conditioned it is, when you usually get on a stage, I usually just start sweating
All the
balls.
lights and shit too.
Plus, I'm nervous, and I'll usually like drink a shot of liquor before, and then that like gets you all warm too.
Yeah. Oh fuck.
Yeah, like it'll make you sweat. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, man, I love performing. I like doing vocals more live than guitar.
Yeah.
It's more natural for me. So
So obviously, the recognition came, and you know, there's other people from around here that have been recognized in music scenes, and so, for example, one of them, Matt Izzy. Matt, I know was a pretty big musician from around here. Wasn't he in a band? Wasn't he in Scorched?
he wasn't Scorched back in the day.
Okay, and he's no longer.
No.
Okay.
No, as soon as all the stuff came out about all that shit on the internet, they excommunicated him pretty quickly.
Which is what I wanted to get into next. So obviously, being someone who's recognizable, right, in any industry, you know what I mean? I mean, be it an actor, be it a musician, be it maybe an athlete, you know, public figure in general. I feel that you have a responsibility to the people who look up to you to maybe not be a role model, right? Maybe not be like the role model, but at least not be a shitty person. If you're going to be in a public light and you're going to be out there with people and you're going to be portraying a certain image, right?
Absolutely. I mean, that transfers into owning a business because everything I do on and off the clock represents my business and my employees.
Correct.
I mean, music is a little different. It's edgier, so obviously, like you can get away with being, you know, a certain way or like saying certain things, but I mean, definitely should have. There's just it happens all the time in like hardcore. There's just people who get to a power position and they're not good people and they use it to their advantage. And I mean that happens in everything too. That happens, you know, with police officers. That happens with every dynamic of life, you know. But yeah, you should definitely the music, your values, no matter what you're writing music about, you should have values in life. Period. And have respect for humanity in general.
And there's also younger people that come to these shows.
Oh,
Because people, I mean, younger kids, you know, they might want to be Ryan Sposito. They hear you on guitar and vocals, man.
Well, that's what's fucked up about it is because that's what you want. Is you want younger people to get exposed to this kind of music at a younger age, so that they get involved with it and they express it too. And then there's people who just they use that as an abuse.
Which is what I'm
They
getting
take
at.
advantage of it.
Absolutely.
Matt Barnum, where I'm just going to throw the name out there. A couple years ago, it came out on the internet that Matt Barnum, who was at the time a pretty respected member of, you know, the Ashtabula, maybe Northeast Ohio. What kind of scene would you call it? I don't want to misspeak here.
Music, metal,
just
metals.
music, metal.
Yeah.
Pretty well respected.
Heavy metal community. I don't know.
Okay. Pretty well respected in that scene, and it came out that he done some things that weren't very savory, that weren't very becoming of a person who might be in a position of power, and you know, it was a really messed up situation. And I remember reading on Instagram stories that those young women were telling, and it really resonated with me because I was like, man, like, this is a dude that portrayed himself a certain way, like when we were in high school, that he was like just this good guy and like he was fun and he was straight edge or whatever you want to call it. And
Sheep and wolves clothes, man.
what?
Sheep and wolves.
Oh,
clothes.
sheep and wolves clothes. And then I remember hearing, like, because like with me, I like to hear every side of a story, right? So I actually looked people up. I looked you up because I knew that you were part of that scene as well. I a couple other people, couple bands, and the resounding thing is sometimes when you see like your friend did something, you don't want to believe it, right? And that you want to immediately defend him. But I remember reading a post that you made that you threw these records down down your stairs, and you were like upset, and there wasn't even a question of like, oh well, maybe he didn't do it, but like you were pissed, and if there was a light in that situation, it was that the community that you're a part of banded together to help protect these women's feelings, that these women, and really try to excommunicate this guy from that community. So talk about that, man.
So
How did it all start?
I mean, a week before that came out, we had to kick him out of the coffee shop because there was a younger woman that we could tell he was following and bothering on a regular basis, and we pulled him outside and told him that he couldn't come in here anymore, and we weren't okay with what he was doing and that we saw and whatever. And then, I don't know, when it all came out, it was a shock to everybody. I don't ever recall ever seeing anything like that when I was on the road, but I do believe I got kicked out of the band when my brother was sick, like right when he got cancer. He had brain cancer. So he was getting serious brain surgeries. And at the point where I got kicked out of the band is when he was in hospice, which is pretty shitty. But
No, was that Matt Barnum's band?
well, this was Homewrecker.
What was Homewrecker?
Well, that was the band that I started.
Okay.
That he was involved with.
Okay.
And it was our first band that was successful, and we got signed and stuff. But yeah, man. I mean, that shit came out, and it's just terrible. I don't know. I had a police officer approach me at the coffee shop, said that a lot of women said that he should come talk to me because they felt like I would help them and protect them, and I tried to. Unfortunately, I don't believe anybody wanted to pursue charges. But for the most part, it seems like he was excommunicated from the community. I don't know. Something's wrong with the dude. He's either a sociopath or, they're just not all there. If it is, that's even worse. But he did try to contact me once afterwards. I wasn't so polite.
You weren't receptive to it.
Somebody who's been that manipulative for so long, just because you have a problem, if you're a shitty person, you're still a shitty person.
Yeah.
Like, if you get drunk and act a certain way towards somebody, you still acted that way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it wasn't just the alcohol. Like, you did that too. But, under the influence of something, maybe you wouldn't have done it sober. But,
right.
I don't know. So, I mean, yeah, I can't really look at those records anymore and listen to them. I can't really feel good about it. Sucks because he was involved in a lot of music projects with mine. But at the same time, it's music and you can just write more. So that's just what I've been doing. And that's why I have so many new projects.
You have one here, actually. You were kind enough to... Can I keep this? Yeah. I have a CD player.
Yeah, so I...
Talk about this, brother.
So, all right, so I got kicked out of Homewrecker when my brother was sick with cancer. He had died.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Everything went bad. Girlfriend left me, lost all my friends, was miserably depressed.
It was just a really bad time.
Really bad time. Yeah. I mean, my animals were dying. I was dating a girl who got molested by a doctor at one point. It was a lot of crazy, weird things. Grandparents passing. But it was just a growth period. I mean, suffering is growth, and the shit ever happens to you, and you either buckle and suffer and grieve, or whatever, in this state of pause that I was in probably for 2 years, and then you use it as a growth component because it's something you have to grow from, and I'm still to this day growing from it. But I went through a stage where I did black metal, like this band called Crypt Rot, and now I go back and I read the lyrics and I'm like, oh boy, this is just a really sad reflection of how depressed and sad you were from all this. And then that matured into this newer band called Cleansing Humanity, which is more like, oh, now I'm grown up and mature and I understand everything to a T, and fuck you, and I'm going to deliver it hard. Because the music that I write like this is very organic. I don't write the music. It writes me. Like I get it in the middle of the night. So I wrote the song "Nature's Thirst," the second song on the track, and it's actually about Matt Barnum, specifically, but it's about karma. It's my take on karma, and it's about what you put out in the world. It's going to come back to get you, and that's what happened in that scenario. But I let the artist read the lyrics and listen to the song, and I told him to draw whatever he thought it made him feel.
You're right here. Yep.
Yeah, so he drew that. It's a man on a wheel with his organs hanging out. There's some birds eating his flesh, some guys overseeing in the background.
Sick,
So he drew my nemesis on the front of the cover, which was really sick. So I always look into his eyes and see his suffering and think, oh, he did a great job.
That's cool.
So it's some dark stuff.
If anybody wanted to go listen to that, are you on like
Spotify? iTunes.
You're on Spotify.
It's on everything. It's distributed. So yeah, we're working on a full length. And it's fun. It's an outlet. I've battled my whole life with it, with expressing myself to where it's been suffering, but it's something I can't avoid, and it's what I'm really good at. So I'm just kind of letting it go for this record, and this is going to be my. I had a record back in the day that I felt like was my ultimate record, and I feel like now this is my.
This has replaced the ultimate
not
record.
this record, but the one I'm working on is going to be my baby. Because I also have another song that pertains to that scenario called Master Manipulator. And I have a special guest. Well, I don't have a confirmation 100% yet, but my friend John from Weekend Nachos told me that he would participate on the record, and I think I want to have him sing on that. If you never heard of Weekend Nachos, they're a very prestigious, huge, like underground hardcore punk band around in the 2000s. So,
Weekend Nachos?
I mean, I eat nachos almost every day. Like, so
every time you listen to them,
nachos.
you're like, I am hungry.
God damn. But so we touched on some heavy shit there, and I'm sorry if it like rubbed you the wrong way for a second and made you uncomfortable. But
I was gonna go home and write.
Huh?
I was gonna go home and write.
Well, that's kind of what I was getting at. So thanks for stealing my fucking thunder, Anthony.
Sorry, man.
I'm kidding.
To be honest, like since my brother's passed, big responsibility of me was like taking on the brunt of people and like talking to them about like that. So I've spent my life talking about very serious things all the time, and I think that's one thing about me that throws people off is how open I am with everything that's happened to me in my life, and I just say it outright, like like hemorrhoids. Yeah, exactly. But not everybody's like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure.
And I can't help it. I'm just a man with my heart on my sleeve. Like,
So speaking of your brother, we talked about Brewfest. So a lot of the proceeds from Brewfest are going to. Don't you have? Or you're taking donations?
I do a hospice beer every year, and it's called Hoof It for Hospice. And my family helps pay for the production of the beer.
Okay.
And then we donate half of the proceeds that we make from the revenue of the beer to Hospice Western Reserve, because
that's amazing.
That's where it's just something that was important for me. That's another one of those things, like just like my music, when you do it and it's on a personal level so deep that it's like you're in a cloud and you're like, I got to get there and do this because this is really important to me.
Yeah.
And then someone comes in and they tell you their story about their family member at the Hospice Western Reserve and how much it impacted them and how thankful they are. And you're like, man, like, wow, this does a lot for everybody.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So like, fortunately, like those things that you do for yourself that are really important like that end up being very beneficial for the community. And it also helps people have faith in giving you money because they're like, oh, this guy isn't just going to pocket it and go home. Like, he's going to give back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we do give back, We do Voice for Tots every year with our deadlift competition. I want to do the cat donation this year, but also...
What's a cat donation?
We did one last year for Maddox Cat Rescue.
You just donate cats to people?
Yeah, just throw them in. No, like we raise money for them so that they can take care of feral cats and just like she's a really nice girl and I'm a big cat person.
So you're into pussy?
I love pussy.
Nice, good for you, man.
Great.
Good for you. Good for you. That's awesome though. That like your endeavors go beyond like there's so many business owners I feel that are in it for and you have to be in it for the money, but and they don't understand the bigger picture that you as a business owner you might be in a position to give back to people, right? Like. And being able to do all these different things that donate that affect a vast array of different people, different situations, really speaks to, a vision, that you've cultivated and are now enacting, right? So, being said, you know, you have your brewery. Do you have plans to expand the brewery to become bigger so that you might be able to, you know, host some more events like inside, maybe in the wintertime, or maybe have like a ghost kitchen where like you can have like proceeds from the ghost kitchen benefiting like, you know, some.
Let me ask you a question before
Hunger.
you answer that question. What the fuck is a ghost kitchen?
What's a ghost kitchen?
What is a ghost kitchen?
So a ghost kitchen, it's kind of spooky. So you don't remember when we worked at Verizon, there were those people that would deliver the food to us. They didn't have an actual kitchen. They cooked out of somewhere different. It's somewhere in. Have you ever heard of those Cheetos boneless wings from fucking
The fuck?
Applebee's?
That's some fat shit. Cheetos.
Thanks a lot, man. I happen to enjoy them.
No, dude, I've never heard.
I'm gonna go kill
I
myself.
can't eat Applebee's because I smell the carpet and I can't sit down.
Have you ever opened up the DoorDash app?
Once.
Okay, there's a restaurant out here called Pauly D's Subs. That's literally Pauly D from Jersey Shore. He has a sub company. Someone like Luigi's
So are they
Pizza.
fucking? Wait a minute. So are they bringing this shit from Jersey?
No, motherfucker,
actually do that?
I just told you. Like a dude like fucking
You heard of this shit?
Joey Cold Cuts is at fucking
no.
Luigi's Pizza making this shit, paying Luigi, actually Anthony Delia, money to use his kitchen so he can put shit out there.
So he makes.
You know that Mr.
He
Beast?
makes a sandwich that would essentially be in Pauly D's whatever it is.
Alright,
fucking-
Essentially. Do you know who Mr. Beast is?
Yeah,
Okay, Mr. Beast has the Mr. Beast burger, right?
I've heard of that. Yeah.
So Mr.
Yeah,
Beast burgers are made like in different restaurants. Mr. Beast doesn't have a fucking restaurant.
So he pretty much commissions other restaurants to make.
Correct.
See, that's all you had to say.
But it's a ghost kitchen, man. All
Well,
right.
that's what I had. That's what I was.
All
I
right.
never heard
So
that shit.
that was the long-winded version.
Yeah,
Damn.
I got a little bit more. but
That's
fine.
COVID, man. I'm not doing that.
Didn't give it
You
to
saw.
me.
You didn't see his cell phone. That's COVID.
It's COVID. So what were you gonna ask?
No, you were asking.
Oh,
him about
oh,
About
ghost
my
kitchen.
expansion, and I do plan on expanding. I want to make a 7 to 10 barrel brewery on site, 2,000 square foot building with a possible extra tap room for bleed over or just to have in general for maybe events. I mean,
Any restaurant plans, like
I
to have
really-
actual food?
I really don't want
Okay.
to run a restaurant at all. I've seen everybody who does it, and I've
Hate
seen
their
what goes
fucking
into
life.
it, and they smell like shit. It looks like shit. I don't know. I don't want to own a kitchen. So what I would do is I would turn maybe the area that I have for brewing right now that has a convection
Mhm.
thing for oh my god,
For decarbing weed?
no, it's just for smoke and stuff to go outside. Sucks
So it's
outside.
like a hood.
Yeah, it's just like a hood.
A
but-
range.
Yeah, I would turn that into a kitchen, but I wouldn't. I would like lease it to somebody. So,
Commission
Oh,
it out.
okay. Yeah.
so like someone
So a
would,
ghost kitchen.
yeah,
Mm.
kind of, but it's not a ghost kitchen because
It's kind of like how Felix's pizza is in here.
right, exactly.
Oh, okay.
Just
I
like
got
that.
you. Oh, okay. Have you ever had Felix Pizza?
No, I've heard it's delicious.
I heard it fucking sucks. Thoughts?
It's good.
Is it? Okay. It's good.
I like it when it's really fresh.
Okay.
I like nights and weekends a lot.
Nice
It's my
weekends is
favorite,
good.
dude.
I love
It's my
that pizza.
favorite.
You've got a beer there too.
Yeah, I do.
I tried it.
Very
It was
nice.
good. Yeah,
Yeah,
I got really fucking hammered then.
We left
My
your
son and my
bar,
wife-
and Anthony was
Sorry.
taking our pictures. We went to nights and weekends, and my wife ordered 2 of your beers. Next thing you know, I'm getting laid.
you're welcome.
Thanks, man. It was sweet. Love you, Megan.
Sometimes it goes the opposite way.
Yeah, they just pass out.
Yeah,
Oh, that's always when. Yeah, and
And that's when you go to
girls
your
all drunk.
bed. That's when you go to the living room. You throw on the Xbox.
she's in the
and-
car like, I can't wait to go home. I'm gonna do this and that, and you're all like, and you go home, like you go to the bathroom, you're like, you come out and she's like,
Yeah, been there.
Oh,
and
dude.
you just
Fuck,
go,
yeah.
"Mm."
That sucks, man. I just throw on like
Been there.
I throw on like
Yeah,
NCAA
That's
football
just
or
classic.
something.
That's just a life that happens in life. It's, I mean, how many times have I gotten drunk and fell asleep?
Me, never.
We're not
when
going to
there's
talk about
sex
this
involved.
anymore. I'm not talking about it.
Anthony fucks. That cat fucks. I don't know what we're talking about.
I don't know.
When there's sex involved, I'm not going to sleep. But my wife does.
God bless.
Well, listen, that's because she's a lightweight. She'll have 3 glasses of wine. Like the night we went to nights and weekends, she was out drinking, and then she was out all day the next day. She's a lightweight.
That's because she's a fucking sweetheart, man. Leave her alone.
It's because she's 5'1" and like 20
That's
pounds.
why.
Yeah.
Same with my girlfriend. She's small.
Yeah.
Your girlfriend's a sweetheart, by the way.
She's very great.
Such a sweetheart.
Dude, so let me ask you, because she can sing her ass off, dude.
She can.
You got her on any records? On any tracks?
I do. She was on the Crypt Route album. She
Yeah?
went on tour with us and sang live.
Like now was she like? Excuse my ignorance here, but was it like metal singing or was it more like melodic?
No,
or-
actually, it was a compliment to the metal. It was a clean singing during all the chaos. And then I would sing or scream with her occasionally just to make this beautiful but brutal.
What you're describing reminds me of like an Evanescence song.
Yeah, but not as lame.
Not as fucking stupid, dude.
Hey, she can sing her ass off though.
She can sing. Allie can sing really well. I bought her a bass guitar in hopes of her playing some music and maybe like starting a little project together.
That'd be
That'd be
sweet,
cool.
dude.
That'd be cool.
But it's hard because we do so much other stuff that we get home and don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to fucking smoke and watch fucking Japanese horror, man.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, that's what I want to do tonight. I want to watch Japanese horror now.
Watch. If you want to watch Japanese horror, then you got to watch The Sadness.
I don't like watching sad shit, bro. Like my life's
It's
sad
not
enough.
really sad. I mean, it's sad for the people that get murdered in it, but it's just like horny zombies.
Oh, sweet.
Wait, what? Horny comedies?
Horny zombies.
Horny zombies.
It's really brutal. Like if you don't
That sounds crazy.
if you don't like
as
gore, don't watch it because it's literally the goriest thing I've seen in a long time. But it's hilarious because I know the director's like making all these kills and just laughing his ass off when he's doing it. You know what I mean? So I think about it like that. Like, how fun would it be to make this kill scene and like watch it live and like, when you see it on film, it's just hilarious.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Horny zombies. Dude, that sounds funny.
There's a
as
scene
fuck.
where a guy like he's just chasing this girl the whole movie and he's just like, I'm like,
With a fucking raging
he's
boner
saying
or
all
what?
this nasty stuff to her, and then he ends up like fucking your eyeball hole.
Oh, dude. Like a Serbian film, man. Have you ever seen a Serbian film? That is a fucked up movie. At the end, the guy's
shouldn't
fucking
even
an
mention
Iceland. Dude, it's fucked up.
You're like someone now because someone's gonna watch. Go check it out.
Yeah,
now.
don't watch that movie. That movie's fucked up.
You might have the FBI at your door with that.
No, man, I'm not gonna get shut down by YouTube.
It's a horror movie that's literally close. Like it's like doing acid. Like it changes your life.
No, that movie was fucked up,
And
dude.
it's not. It's like these things you should have never seen that you see, and it's like, why did you do this? If somebody was gonna do it, eventually that's film. But
What's fucked up is like the director said it was art. That ain't fucking art, man. That's just disgusting.
That's
like
just
there's art.
demented.
There's art. I mean, there's some art that can be fucked up.
I like fucked up things, but that
I
one's,
love fucked
that
up
one's a little
shit.
too far. That one's a little too far.
So, all right, so I'm going to switch gear. I'm sorry if this is annoying, Anthony, but I'm switching gears just because I'm with my boy here and we like some of the same shit.
Like I'm supposed to care.
I know you don't. I just like saying that because I'm polite. So, growing up, when we met in 6th grade at the Gifted and Talented with Mrs. Timoneer, we...
GT 6th grade.
GT 6th grade,
Me and
baby.
Ryan met GT 1st grade, 2nd grade, something like that. I've got a video of Ryan at one of the Gifted and Talented events that we went to. He's fucking, I think I sent it to you. He's fucking dressed up in some kind of costume, dancing around, like jumping around, dancing around. I was like, that's Ryan. He hasn't changed.
We shared a love for video games together very quickly. That's what we kind of bonded over. So I wanted to ask you for a while, what are you playing now?
I have a PS5.
That sucks.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm just fucking with you, man.
I don't know. People who go into PC and all that shit. I just like it.
I have a Series X.
I like it because Xbox. No,
It
fuck
sucks.
you.
It sucks.
No, I dig the PS5. It's good. I've been playing. I was playing that Horizons.
Zero
West.
Dawn.
Yeah, the game is sick. The visual. Well, I have like a 85-inch TV with this like the Sonos surround sound. So like when that game, there's like scenes where you go underwater and like there's like monsters underwater and stuff, and it's so realistic. I get scared and like pause it for a minute.
Jesus Christ.
The visuals on that game, if you have a nice TV, are out of this world.
Did you play the Final Fantasy VII remake?
Yeah, I cried like 3 times playing it.
Wasn't it fantastic?
It was amazing.
So we were
Can't
just
play
talking
the
about-
uppy extension.
No, we can't. Not yet.
No, it's out, but if I can't play it for some reason,
Why?
I don't know. I can't figure it out. I think it's just because my shit's messed up.
So we talk about art. Like the Final Fantasy VII remake truly is art. Like it's a cinematic masterpiece.
It's almost unfair to talk to me about because it was so nostalgic to me as a child that like I've been playing that video game every year for my entire life just because it's
Amazing.
yeah, and I just always dedicate a week of my life to that game because I love the storyline so much.
It's the best game that
Like when Ares
They put
died,
out.
that was the first time my heart broke.
it was fucking Sephiroth's bitch ass just coming through. Spoilers.
That was the first time my heart broke when Ares died.
And Final Fantasy
Is that your
VII
first
really
love?
You think so? No, it was Little Mermaid was my first love.
Ariel?
I was obsessed with Little Mermaid. I watched it twice.
Are they
as a
having
kid.
Halle Berry play the new Ariel?
No, Halle Berry isn't the new Ariel. It's another girl of color, but it's not Halle Berry.
I wouldn't mind if it was Halle Berry.
Halle Berry is
old
worn
now.
out, man.
I don't give a shit. She's
That
like
bitch was a
J-Lo,
horrible
dude.
storm.
We just said old, worn out. She's over there like fuck you.
That dried out puss.
Damn.
Yeah, I said it. But I mean, like, truly, like, Final
Well, that
Fantasy
was
VII was like that first video game that really fucking did it on all levels. I mean, you had Advent Children come out. Remember Advent Children when we were seniors in high school? There was a whole fucking movie.
I hated
love Final Fantasy VII.
I hated just the Final Fantasy movie they came out with.
Oh, with Alec Baldwin as one of the voices. That was
Yes.
amazing. Spirits Within.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was amazing, dude. Alec Baldwin. I just remember Alec Baldwin just like
I didn't like it. It pissed me off. I think it's because I wanted it to be like something like Final Fantasy VII, and it just was nothing.
it was nothing like it.
It reminded me of Final Fantasy VIII a little bit.
Dude, Final Fantasy VIII was the weakest one to me.
No.
Squall. I hated Squall. Final Fantasy X is probably one of my favorites, though. Titus.
I mean, 11 through 15 are definitely shittier than 8.
Dude, don't talk to me about fucking the newest Final Fantasy. My mom got it for me for a fucking Christmas gift one year, and I'm all excited because,
I think
like,
it was so bad.
dude, one of the mods, you can turn them into fucking Power Rangers pretty much.
That's
And they
kinda
got
cool.
no new powers, they got nothing. This motherfucker has the gall to look like the Tyrannosaurus Ranger, and he can't do anything. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
I don't know. They're supposed to come out with another one. That Strangers in Paradise was like Demon Souls, and that was terrible too.
What's Strangers in Paradise?
It's a new Final Fantasy game that came out, but it's literally like Dark Souls.
Oh,
Like it.
I don't fuck with Dark Souls.
I can't die that many times and have fun.
There was this new game, Elden Ring, that came out. Did you fuck with that?
No, that's the same thing.
Dude, I had an anxiety attack playing it.
It's too, yeah, it's just you went around and something jumps out at you every 10 seconds.
You're dead.
And there's no preface, there's no like thing to follow, like where to go.
No, you're just dead.
My friends are playing it like, this is great. And I was like, how, what is it? There's this guy, the guy in the fucking, the beginning with on the horse, the centaur. He just
Yeah.
killed me like, I don't know, there's a bad guy in the game and he's right there. You just have to kill him. Like, oh, you got to go around him and you got to do this. And I'm like, I don't, this game is confusing. I want that, dude, there's that one part where you go by that graveyard, the dragon, and the
Yeah.
dragon just flies out
Yeah.
of the ground.
Yeah, it's
That was
fucked
pretty
up, bro.
scary on that. No, the visuals in that game
Unreal.
are amazing. Like that's one
Did
of the
you
most
think
beautiful
that-
games, but I just can't play it. I'm just not for me.
Did
That's a
you
game-
think that when we were in 6th grade, games were going to look this way?
No,
But see, what's crazy is
Kind of. I
games.
saw it coming.
I was stoked.
We
on Tekken.
thought that games looked that way. We thought that games looked the way
we
they
thought
look
the
now.
graphics were so
like
realistic.
the
back then.
cutscenes in Final
Yeah.
Fantasy VII when I first saw those. I was like, oh my god.
Dude, Tifa, like her fucking cone titties. I was like, dude, titties in video games won't get any better than this. Now, you're sadly mistaken. There's some titties now. Titties.
I don't know. Oh, I'm excited for God of War.
Dude, that's God of War is the best game I've ever played. The whole series. Like,
It's pretty dope.
the newest one, God of War 4, I bought a PS4 just so I could play that game. And then I beat it, and I played it again with the new game plus. Then I played all of the other ones all the way through again. And nothing compares to just fucking Kratos, like with his big fucking pepperoni nips, fucking around just yelling, boy, to his kid, and then his kid going, yeah, dad? And then like running over to him. When really his kid's Loki, and he's just a badass, and Kratos isn't even a real thing, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good game.
Dude, the new one that's coming out looks fucking sick.
It looks sick.
Thor,
I like Valhalla too.
Assassin's Creed. I never played it. Was it good?
It's kind of repetitive, but I like that sometimes.
I just like the Assassin's Creed.
I mean,
series
what's
in
not
general.
better about storming Christian monasteries and murdering everybody?
Yeah, and it's
We're
a
a
lot-
bunch of Christians.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know.
This is just the 1800. This is just what happens.
I
like
mean,
that-
that was life. That was the sad reality.
I just like that it's a lot.
Right. I'm not saying that I want the Christians to die. I'm just saying
No, but that's like
that's
it's
the
what it
preface of the
was.
game. You rape and pillage the villages.
In God of War, you're raping a lot of things. There's actually mini games, like cutscenes, where you're like fucking chicks, man.
I don't know if he's raping, but he's getting laid.
Oh no, he's raping. That
Oh,
kind
no,
of
that's
fucking isn't
terrible.
consensual.
I don't remember this.
No, I mean, like, no, those chicks got into bed with him,
I must have blocked
you know,
it out.
willingly. No, like it wasn't rape, but like,
You're being.
I'm being facetious.
I,
Which I mean,
it's a hard term to be facetious with, but okay.
yeah, like I could have done that, but I did, and that's where we're at. And
Yeah, I mean, it's like you gave like the word like a positive connotation.
no, I didn't mean to.
Like,
Don't do that. Don't do that.
yeah, man, man, I raped the other team yesterday.
Dude.
When we beat them, like, raped them, man. That's terrible.
So, a little bit more. You were telling me before the show you've really been into horror and martial arts films, that kind of thing. So what are like your top 5 movies right now? I won't.
I don't know, man.
Top 3.
All right, hold on a second. You gotta let me dig through the archive in it.
So while you think, what have been your top 5 movies recently?
Recently,
Recently,
I don't watch movies. You see, I don't.
I know you don't.
I don't
have
even
time.
watch sports, dude.
I have this tattoo. That's a movie called Bad Taste, which is about an alien fast food, and it gets human meat for. It's like a really low budget 70s. The guy who did Lord of the Rings. It's his first film.
Peter Jackson? No shit.
Yeah, he's like one of my favorite directors. I love Nightbreed by Clive Barker.
Okay.
That one's like probably the best. Like all the characters and the way they look and stuff is so cool and real. There's no like CGI. That movie is super sick. I love me some Jackie Chan.
You know,
Operation Condor is probably up there in the top 5.
speaking of Jackie Chan, I just read something interesting about him today.
What's that?
Akira Toriyama, the guy that made Dragon Ball Z,
Mm.
said that if there was ever going to be a Dragon Ball movie, the only person that could ever have played Goku was Jackie Chan.
I don't know if I like that
That was Akira Toriyama, though.
because he's not a Goku. He's all goofy, like, oh, I'm gonna run away and throw this on the ground and trip you, and then like be goofy with your child and give you a high five. Like,
So he's like Yamcha.
yeah, he's not Jackie Chan. I mean, I love Jackie Chan, but he would not be a Goku.
Jet Li would be a cool Vegeta.
But he's done.
Jackie
But-
Chan is done.
No, Jet Li is kind of.
No,
he's
what
like
I'm
chubby
saying
now.
is, like, if
There's like
back in the day,
there's Tony Jaa, who's kind of, but he's been around for a while now. You know Tony Jaa?
I don't.
Well, what the hell? Where you been? You need to watch Ong Bak, Muay Thai Warrior.
Ong Bak, that's on fucking Netflix, man. I scroll past it all the time.
Yeah, it's just he's a Muay Thai artist, and he just like does like devastating like elbow blows at people's faces and stuff, and it's just like pretty. There's another one. His mainstream movie is The Protector, and there's a scene where he ties elephant bones to his arms, and he slices the tendons of like a million dress suited men like chasing after him, and beats them. It's hilarious. Like he like steps on their legs and pushes them over, and their like leg breaks. Like he breaks all their bones and stuff.
Fuck me.
It's pretty brutal. It's good. And then there was this other guy, and he was Indonesian,
So you're saying that could be Goku?
Iko Asawa. He was in the Raid Redemption. Did you see that?
I did see that.
So the guy that was the main actor in that, he was in Marantau, and Marantau was an Indonesian action film, and it kind of had the guy who kicks and the guy who punches bad guys. You had to fight the guy.
Like Hitmon Chan and Hitmon Lee, pretty
Yeah, you got Hitmon Chan and Hitmon Lead.
much. There you go.
So yeah, then there's Don Lee now, who's like that big. bulky.
Oh, the dude you showed me that punches people on the floors.
He punched that guy. He's like, "I will kill you," and then he's like, "And your face," and he just like punches his face through this windshield. Yeah, that movie's pretty good. I watch a lot of film.
That's dope.
I don't know. I always looking for something good to watch.
Have you? I know you probably are into a little bit more cerebral shit, but I just watched a movie last night. It was actually pretty fucking dope. It had Sylvester Stallone in it. Called Samaritan.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Now listen, it wasn't a good movie by any means. By any means. But you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie from the early 90s meets Kickboxer with Jean-Claude Van Damme meets like fucking The Toxic Avenger. Those three movies put together, you got that.
It was good.
I mean, no, it wasn't. But it was fun. It was fun.
I thought it was good. I thought it was a decent film.
I like Pilu Obswek, the guy who played the bad guy.
Another movie that you reminded me of. I can't remember.
No. Well, if you're interested, my 5 recently have been Parasite.
Oh yeah.
That was a fantastic film.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's one of the best horror films out in a while. Just
that was an amazing movie. It Follows. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Mm-hmm.
I loved the direction they went with that movie.
Well, it's the same premise as that. It's just got a really like interesting backstory that no other movie touched.
Yeah.
It's like a sexual transmitted disease possession.
Yeah, exactly. It's just an STD that kills you.
That's inventive.
Yeah.
Dude, so that's like horny zombies and that mixed together. That'd be a hell of a fucking.
Well, it's like you can pass the possession sexually. So if you have sex with somebody, they now have this demonic thing.
It follows you.
And it follows you in any shape or form. So you'll just see this thing in the distance walking at you at a steady pace, and you can tell it's inhuman, but it's in a human form. And it's coming, and it comes at you incessantly. So you can't escape it. And the only way to escape it is by passing it on to somebody by having sex with them. But if they die, then it comes back after you.
You just gotta keep fucking.
Well,
so like the beginning scene is like a guy fucks his chick, and then
does it transfer every time you fuck?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like, yeah, I'm just gonna go.
You should watch.
I'm just gonna go hire a hooker.
At that point, that's what I would do.
You should watch. You should watch Men. It's a horror film.
Oh, okay. I was like, dude, why would I watch men have sex?
No, it's an artsy film.
There's nothing wrong with men having sex.
It's an artsy film based off the premise of a toxic relationship where there's the guy who is like, I'm going to kill myself if you leave me, which is a true thing. So the guy kills himself, and she goes to this village, and I can't tell you the rest because I'll ruin it for you. But
what's it called? Men.
824 did it. The guys who did Hereditary. But
yo, speaking of 824, Black Phone. That's another one I recently watched. It's probably one of the best movies I've seen in a long fucking time.
I don't know. I watched it and I liked it, but like every time Ethan Hawke came in the scene with like that mask on, like differently, I just kind of was annoyed. Like I felt like to me, he was trying really hard and it just pissed me off.
Well, that's what Ethan Hawke does.
That one just didn't resonate with me.
That's what Ethan Hawke does, though. He just pisses people off. Yeah, you're gonna make fun of me, and I really don't care. But Power Rangers, the new Power Rangers movie that came out like 5 years ago.
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
There was a new one 5 years ago?
Yeah, bro, that movie was fucking dope. I mean, it was like The Breakfast Club meets Power Rangers. It was awesome. Bryan Cranston was Zordon, which was awesome. And Bill Hader played Alpha 5. Remember that little robot that went, aye, aye, aye. But the only thing that sucked was there was no Tommy, dude. And all I wanted to do was see Tommy with the green shield, with the gold shield, just come in and fuck the day up, man. Like
blow on a flute with.
Dude, how the fuck did he do that? How the fuck did he play a flute that was on a dagger that sounded like a fucking trumpet with a mouthpiece? You know what I'm saying?
I never paid attention to that much.
Like, nah, bro, that's my hero, man. Tommy.
I know. You've got one of those flutes at your house, don't you?
I have a replica dagger. I do. I have 2 replica helmets of Tommy. You've actually seen me wear them.
I think I've worn one myself.
I think you have worn one. Yeah, it gets weird with the Power Rangers.
This fucking shoe.
What about it?
It's wild.
Oh, these are Yeezy 350 boosts, baby.
I've seen some of the Yeezys, and it's like predators on people's feet walking around.
Dude, I'm telling you, Yeezy's clothes whenever he first came out with them, they had fucking like holes in them. And, you know, the first thing he reminded
These
me
are
of
easy pants.
were Hunger Games. And I was like,
Dang, you balling.
No, I just like them.
Do you know what I wear?
You wear fucking workout clothes, baby.
I pick up a shirt and I don't know how old it is or what size it is. I just wear it.
You look good in it.
you don't even know what size it is?
No, I don't care. I wear medium to XL.
Bro, your fucking
Small.
ground beef is coming out of there, though, man. I'm gonna tell you what.
Or ground beef.
The fucking chest hair, I'm loving it.
Oh, well. You're half Italian, half, I mean,
It's hot.
Hungarian. I have permanent long johns, man.
I love it, dude.
Yeah.
No, but Yeezy clothes, now he's putting them shits in garbage bags in like high-end stores or some shit. And he said he wants, they're not even putting them on racks. He said he wants people who buy his clothes to see what it feels like to be a homeless person digging through trash to get their clothes. And I'm telling you, his clothes when they first came out reminded me of Hunger Games. And then on top of all the shit that he does, all the antics he has on top of it, I'm like, if this fashion actually caught on and everybody started wearing it, we would literally look like the people of Hunger Games. We're just like shitty ass clothes, and we're just gonna be fucking.
Dude's a genius. The dude's a genius.
Yeah, he's probably making way
Yeah.
more money than me.
He's a billionaire, man.
I think he got more money than Jay-Z now, doesn't he?
No, nobody's got as much money as Jay-Z in the rap game.
I don't know, man. I heard he had more money than Jay.
Yeah, they'd be lying. Maybe Rihanna's making money for Jay-Z, so it's like a secondary money. But listen, music's crazy though. Like I'm veering off, but like you're very passionate about metal because of what it's done for you and the difference you've been able to make in your own life and for other people. It's just crazy that music can do that for people. Like, I mean, so I was telling you earlier, I only listen to like Kanye West and Jay-Z, right? The DJ Khaled, who I think is a fucking joke. Like, he's just a fucking joke. He puts out this album last week called God Did. The album name is based off of an interview he did where he was like, yo, they didn't believe in us. God did. Like, so he makes an album called God Did. Bro, I'm going to tell you what, like, I haven't listened to some rappers in a long ass time, right? But there's a song on the album, God Did, called God Did. And it's Rick Ross. I don't know if you know who that is.
Mm-hmm.
Lil Wayne. I haven't listened. Lil Wayne was my favorite rapper ever. I haven't listened to him in a long time. And then Jay-Z is on the song. That shit was crazy. It was like,
I don't know. You're in a realm of music that I actually don't.
I know.
The
But
only one that I don't like, really don't like.
What I'm getting at, what I'm saying this though, is that
listened to Lil Wayne like all the way through.
It's crazy that you can go away from something for such a long time.
Yeah.
And then go back to it, and it's like it never left. Like, it brought back a flood of memory. That's crazy that's what music can do for you.
Well, because for me, though, like, I mean, it was more musicianship. Like, it was like seeing a guitar player playing at that speed and technicality and, like, the drums and, like, seeing it live and dynamic. And that is, like, for me, is the most appealing thing to music and what draws me into it and, like, impresses me. Like if I go see it for live performance, like, look, I can respect, like, you know, like, a performer on stage, but, like, I'm going to be looking at the guitar player who's in the background, like, holding it up for him, or the bass player who's making all the rhythm snap and hitting it on downbeats, like that. But that's just like a musician. So I think it's like the musician in me. But then there's some things that you just like to put on to feel good.
Yeah.
Like, I listen to house music a lot.
Dude, house music's crazy.
Yeah, it's just good background music. I don't have to care about it. I don't have to pay attention to it. It's just in the background. It keeps you going.
I've really liked in recent years how hip hop artists have incorporated rock and roll, and like there was this one concert I was watching on it was on some channel I was watching. I don't know what it was, but it was Jay-Z. And all of a sudden, it's his new album came out, and he had the song called Death of Autotune. And all of a sudden, you hear a guitar playing. And I was like, man, certain people, when they play the guitar, you can kind of recognize certain things, right? I kind of recognize it, and I'm like, who the fuck is this? And then I was like, that's fucking John Mayer. And he brought John Mayer out to play the beat of the song on his guitar. And it was fucking sick, man. Like,
Yeah.
I think John Mayer is one of the most talented guitarists that there is right now.
No.
No?
No.
Why?
I mean, if you're writing folky love songs that make people want to take their clothes off, I guess.
Well, I love taking my clothes off.
Well, then great. That's perfect. Go home, put some John Mayer on, and take your clothes off, and do what you got.
I'm going to.
I mean,
That's a Monday night for me, man.
I mean, as like a death metal musician, I can't say that John Mayer could. Like, I know people in death metal that don't get any recognition and will never be on the radio that would just destroy that guy in a guitar competition.
It's crazy, man.
Like, I'm not saying he's not a really good guitar player.
No, I get what you're saying.
Like, he's probably a 10 times better guitar player than me. Like, but say he's the best out there, I don't know. It also depends what you're applying it to.
Mainstream,
You know
I guess.
mean? Like,
mainstream.
yeah, like, I guess if you put him into mainstream, like, yeah, I can see that. Like, maybe, yeah, I don't know. Trying to think, there's not a lot of guitarists in music anymore that's mainstream.
I mean, you have John Mayer, Ed Sheeran to an extent.
Like, that's my issue with like music anymore is like rock and roll, like riffs. Like, whatever happened to a good riff? You know,
They're gone, dude.
Yeah, the riffs are gone. It's just hooks.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about hooks and catchy. And I get it. I mean, the majority of people aren't musicians and they just want to hear something that makes them happy or that they relate to.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. That's what you like, man. It's all subjective.
You know, one of the hardest fucking guitar riffs I've ever heard to this day, and you're gonna make fun of me, and I really don't care. But
I'm not being funny. I might just disagree.
One of the hardest guitar riffs I ever heard was Green Day, the American Idiot album, Jesus of Suburbia, the second song on there, like that 10-minute song.
Yeah.
There's this one part, and dude, it was like 6 minutes of like him just, in my opinion, jamming out, and I thought it was fucking sick, man. Like, it was one of the hardest things I ever heard at that point.
Yeah, he's relating that. I mean, the guy wore eyeliner on stage, so.
He what?
He wears eyeliner on stage and shit, which is cool. I wore makeup on stage once, but it
wasn't for you.
Dude, how about
paint.
Fuck? You probably don't know who the fuck you, Bad Bunny.
Dude, he just kissed a dude.
Yeah, on stage.
Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
Bad Bunny. I didn't know who he was.
From Puerto
either.
Rico.
I don't know who that is.
He's real big in Puerto Rico. Well, actually, he's big here in the States too, but in the the Hispanic community. And yeah, he's been wearing makeup, wearing dresses. You know, pretty much he's like the Lil Nas X of the Latin music.
Hey man, whatever.
And then he just apparently
See, like a lot of people are making fun of guys like Bad Bunny and like Lil Nas X for like dresses and shit like that, but wasn't like in the 80s and 90s, wasn't that androgynous shit like more of like what got you pussy? Like, it was the Dave Chappelle show that said it best. Like,
there was an eyeliner back in the day.
Like Prince was in the club. Like,
are you talking like out, like 80s, like?
And Prince looked like a bitch, but he got a bunch of pussy. Like
shirts versus blouses.
Shirts versus blouses.
Prince was a G though.
Prince is my favorite musician of all time.
Yeah, he was a G.
If I could ever get a portrait tattooed on me, I would get Prince's face tattooed on my leg.
You should.
You gonna pay for it,
We're
motherfucker?
gonna have to call JR.
JR doesn't do portraits. He said that in our interview.
That's true. He said he doesn't do that whole hyper real.
Yeah, but I would want Prince with like purple outlines around him. Like, I just love Prince, man. Dude, I love Prince. Like, motherfucker had some jams. Now he's dead.
It got dark real quick.
Why don't you go bathe yourself in the rivers of Lake Minnetonka? But no, I mean, like everyone like makes fun of like these dudes like Lil Nas X. I'm not saying that you were, but I'm saying like a lot of people, like I hear like a lot of like, oh yeah, he wears dresses. Oh man, he wears makeup. But wasn't David Bowie doing that back in like the 80s? You know what I'm saying? Like, and David Bowie was a pretty respected musician.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think back in the day they were doing it because they were just blown out on drugs and it was like a weird era and they were just like, this is cool.
I still think that's the case in a lot of these.
And that is probably the case in that too. I think maybe the reason why like another artist might get annoyed is because their music might sound the same, but that guy gets more views just because of his grabby look.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's doing it because it gets attention, and I mean but that's what it's all about. So
it's about how you market yourself.
I don't know.
Man.
Yeah, I don't really care. However you want to represent yourself, you can. I mean, it's an expression. And if you want to wear a dress on stage, I guess wear a dress.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
At the end of the day, it's about the music, right? Like
we did wear tutus golfing yesterday.
We did wear tutus golfing yesterday, man. I looked fucking good. I looked good.
You golf?
I don't have the patience for golf.
You do yoga?
I power lift.
Do you practice Tantra?
No.
Right, it's transcendent.
No, I just watch people die and lift weights.
That's hot,
And
dude.
drink beer.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, this has been a fucking wild interview. This has been probably one of the better ones that we've had, just because, like, we really just covered the gamut of, like, some wild shit tonight, man. Like, we covered, first of all, like, being able to talk about a bevy of different businesses and how you conduct yourself, like, how you've conducted yourself in creating the business, creating that longevity, creating an atmosphere where people feel comfortable, right? Realizing your responsibility to your employees, yourself, and the community of, you know, not over-serving, and how you handle things in a very respectful and but still dominant fashion of, like, hey, I'm just fucking calling the police, bro. Like,
Well, at the end of the day, all that keeps me way more sane.
exactly.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I have to go home and be a normal person too.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately for a business owner, it never turns off, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just an all-day grind, you know, and it's not for everybody. But I'm a high-energy person. I have so much energy that I'm capable of doing it, and I have the right team to help me do it. I got Joe, who's, you know, big in the back of the house. He does all the production with me, and Allie runs the front of the house. So I have some great employees that it's not just me. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not just the brewery. Like, the brewery is those
You've
people.
created your team.
And yeah, so it's a great thing to have. As long as I don't fuck it up, it's going to be a very great thing for me in the future, and it's going to be successful. It already is. Got to see where it takes me, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, it was nice to hear your history in the music industry, and your, like, how you got there, where you're going with it, where you're at right now. I mean, check out Cleansing Humanity. I got a CD here. I'm actually going to have him sign it for me. But you can check it out on, I mean, he said he's on Spotify, Apple Music.
You got to check out Scorch too.
Scorched.
That's my other band.
I mean, this has just been an awesome. I mean, then we got to chop. Then we got to chop it up about, like, just like you know, movies, video games. I mean, just shit, like talking about, like, how back when we were in, like, 7th grade, man, when we were in Mr. Wheeler's fucking English class,
Jesus Christ.
talking about that shit. You know what I mean? Like, that was fun, dude.
Do you remember?
Tom Seatman? Yes, I do.
No, do you remember when you used to punch yourself in the head?
I never did that.
Swear to God.
That was never me. That was Tyler King.
Swear to God, you did it once.
No, I never did.
I swear to God, it was like 7th grade.
No.
Who was? There was someone who would punch themselves.
Tom Seatman. And I don't know
There was
what.
something that you did though. Goofy. There was goofy.
Mhm.
I can't remember what it was.
I was like, let me
I don't
rack through
remember,
here.
yeah.
There's a lot of shit.
Yeah, look, there's a lot of shit I've done that's goofy in my life. Are you talking about where I pissed myself? Dude, why you gotta bring that up, man?
No, I don't know. We're just gonna leave it away.
No, I pissed myself.
I don't know why I thought it was you. There was somebody who used to, like, sit there and they would punch themselves in the forehead at
Like that Dumb and Dumber shit where he's trying to write on his face. The pen is.
Oh, the liar, liar, yeah,
yeah.
Whoa.
No, bro, that was Tom Seatman. He used to punch himself in the head.
And then he used to do that.
I remember that. It was hilarious.
Spot, he'd like, make me 1,000 pizzas. He'd go, ooh, 1,000 pizzas. And he'd pretend to eat them all, then explode. And then he had, like, spina bifida and he couldn't do it anymore. I hope he's doing all right.
No, he's doing fine. I talked to him recently.
Yeah? Good.
Yeah, I talked to him recently. We play Xbox together sometimes.
That's sick.
He's actually really fucking good at Call of Duty. Like, it's insane. How good he is at Call of Duty.
I'm not good at Call of Duty.
But when he gets on, he fucking he'll ask me if I want to look at his horse, and I say, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Look at my horse. My horse is." He does that. My horse is amazing song. Where lemonade, sweet lemonade. I don't know if you remember that song. It was a meme back, like, when we were in high school.
They had memes back then?
Oh yeah, they had memes. It was fucking hilarious. But yeah, he's doing good. But yeah, so that's I think that's a good spot to end it at tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, we covered some shit. So
Yeah, it's a long time.
on behalf of The Cut, I am Tom Roth. With me as always is Anthony Aquendo. And we had the pleasure of hosting a friend we've had probably, I mean, shit, we were like 13, 20 years.
Yep.
We've known each other. Ryan Sposito. Ryan, thank you for being here. Thanks for everything tonight.
Yeah.
You can check Ryan out at Cloven Hoof in the Ashtabula Harbor. You can check him out at Harbor Perk. It's another family-owned business of his. Check him out with Cleansing Humanity and Scorched. Ashtabula Brewfest coming up October 1st, right?
October 1st.
And we're going to throw some stuff out on our Facebook page. We're going to share it there so you guys can, if you want to head out there, get a little bit more information, we'll throw that out there so we can give Ryan a great turnout. It's already going to be great, but whatever we can do to help you.
Yeah, I'll take all the help right now, man. It's been a stressful thing. It's been a lot of work, and
we'll get you there, man.
there's a lot of people involved, and there's a lot of money to run this thing. I mean, these things cost $20,000, $30,000.
Yeah.
And a lot of planning, and but it's going to be a cool thing.
Yeah.
If I would have known how much work, I might not have done it.
Well, you did.
But I did it.
You're almost there.
Yeah, it's almost here.
Yeah.
Then I'll have to start getting ready for next year earlier, and then it'll just be a consuming thing, but it's okay. It's going to be
Get an early jump.
It's going to be sick.
Yeah.
Well, this is The Cut. Again, I'm Tom, Anthony, Ryan. Have a great night, guys. We'll see you later.
Peace.